Sketch each graph of f. Make sure to show all x and y intercepts and asymptotes, vertical, horizontal, and oblique. To begin this problem, I'm looking at f of x, and I might rewrite my f of x because I see that x squared minus 2x plus 1 can be rewritten as x minus 1 quantity squared all over x plus 1. This is going to help me when solving my x and y intercepts. When I look at an x-intercept, I'm looking at some x value where my y value equals 0. So really I'm looking where 0 equals x minus 1 quantity squared over x plus 1. Well, where does 0 equal this? Well, it's when the numerator equals 0. And I can easily see that the numerator equals 0 when x equals 1. Therefore, I know 1, 0 is an x-intercept. And I can plot that right now. If I'm looking at y-intercepts, I'm looking where my x value is 0, and I need to find a y value. Well, in order to solve that, all I need to do is plug 0 in for x. So 0 minus 0 plus 1 all over 0 plus 1 reduces to 1 over 1, or simply 1. So I have a y-intercept of 1. Finally, I need to look at vertical, horizontal, and oblique asymptotes. And we have discovered that there is a vertical asymptote at x equals -1, and we have discovered that there is an oblique asymptote where y equals x minus 3. So now I can plot all of this information. I already have my x-intercept. My y-intercept is 0, 1. I have a vertical asymptote at x equals -1, and we plot vertical asymptotes by a dashed line. I have an oblique asymptote at y equals x minus 3. That has an intercept of -3 and a slope of 1, so it would also go through 3. 3, 0 is an x value. And so I have some oblique asymptote that looks like that. Well, I can kind of see what's going to happen. Knowing vertical and oblique asymptotes, I know that my function is going to sort of shoot that way. If I didn't know what was going to happen, I could do a quick t-chart, xy t-chart here. Where I put in 2 for an x value. 2 minus 1 squared is simply, 2 minus 1 is 1, squared is 1, divided by 2 plus 1 is 3. So I have 2 1/3, so very slow up here. But I know eventually it's going to follow. And what happens to my negatives? Well, I can plug in a -2. -2 minus 1 is -3. Squared is 9. -3 minus 1, or I'm sorry, I plugged in a -2. -2 minus 1 is a -1. So 9 divided by a -1, or a -9. And I can plot that point. And I can keep plotting points until I see what happens. And I've done this, and I have some function that looks like that. So again, by knowing my x-intercepts, my y-intercepts, my vertical asymptote, and my oblique asymptote, I can find the graph of a function.